If you're into roller spear guns or are genuinely interested, stay tuned for the upcoming video about the new OXS Raupo roller. Okay, welcome back to another video everybody. I am Sam Price from OXS Enterprises down here in the Bay of Islands, or up here in the Bay of Islands, New Zealand. This video, as mentioned in the intro, is about this here roller. Now, first and foremost, I started toying with this roller a few months ago with a poorly put together stock. It was done in a hell of a rush for a week off work, and this is basically just the same parts on it, swapping out the wood stock to a much better looking and better performing item. Now, roller guns, why would you swap, or why did I start, or why should you think about swapping to a roller? I myself personally did it from a curiosity standpoint, and of course a business standpoint. I want to sell roller guns, so I did it just to see what all the fuss was about. Common gripes I've seen with rollers are, of course, the complicated nature of them, and really they're just not as good as what real roller fanatics make them out to be. Obviously, the shorter form factor, this gun right here is a 100, and it's basically packing a fair bit of power for a 100. Now, this is not to say, basically a normal setup spear gun with, say, twin band still packs a hell of a lot of punch. I think when we enter the roller debate, a lot of people forget, like, a twin banded gun is still packing a hell of a lot of punch, providing it's set up right. You throw a good shaft, good set of rubbers on them, and they'll pretty much be able to shoot anything from anywhere. And much the same is to be said about a roller. Now, I think there's a lot of obsession with people getting too carried away with cramming as much as they can, as much power into a super short stock, which is why I've started with a 100. Now, this is not a super short stock. It is called the Raupo, which is the same model as my Alpo stocks. Alpo is actually Opua backwards, which I love an Opua. This is sort of where the gun was developed, which is why I went with that name, and the Raupo obviously is just roller. So the biggest thing here was retaining a stock. I don't want to try to cram an 80 or 90 roller gun and then have this huge flared out stock, because to me there's no point in raving about a short stock but throwing a heap of mass at it, therefore making it harder to move through the water. So pretty much these are the identical stocks, of course, with the big change in the muzzle end. Now, this gun right here, which I have already shot quite a few fish with, I've only shot a couple fish with this particular stock, but this setup, which we'll run through the setup right now, is all Neptonics handle mech. I've got a Neptonics mech, even though I've swapped to the Hunt reverse mechs. I've got basically custom made parts at the muzzle end. We've got a Hunt 7mm shaft. Now, this is basically a standard length 90 shaft, so it has a nice short overhang. And we've got a small Hunt reel. Now, this fits about 35 meters of 2mm Dyneema on there. This is a little bit different as, say, the Aussie reel, which I also stock, which fits about 50 meters of that same equivalent line. This is just to keep that profile of the gun small. I don't think, I haven't been spooled on 35 meters yet. I think that's still plenty of line. It's a great little compact unit. It has a ratchet drag from Hunt, and it basically just fits what I was going for with this roller gun. So we've got the short shaft, we've got the small reel, we've got the compact stock size, and we're running 14mm bands that power the 7mm shaft. So overall, I mean, I've been very, very, very happy with the performance of this gun. I'm going to continue to use this roller over my twin banded 110. That is not to say it is better. I really believe that when it comes to spear guns, you should pretty much just use whatever you want and whatever you think works for you. The transition between both, I found when I started to use this roller, I missed high quite often, just for a short little adjustment at the start, and I believe that was just like a subconscious sort of lining up when it came to the muzzle end, and it does shoot incredibly straight. And I do run a double wrap on here. For instance, if you miss and hit nothing, it will pull reel line off that reel. So that's how much range there is on this gun. I can run a little bit more pre-tension in this. I do just have the one pre-tension hook on the bottom. There is an option to put multiple pre-tension hooks on this, or any stock in the future, combined with the 3 shark fins, and as seen on all the Hunt shafts. So there are several and many tension points on this. You can, of course, just adjust your Dyneema too. You can put a longer piece in there and shorten it up in the dive. That is possible as an option. Right, now the muzzle, this is the biggest part of the gun. I wanted to make a muzzle that I viewed was compact and lightweight and would still move through the water easy. That is something with a roller, is that they usually have big muzzles on them. Now this is all a custom made piece, same stock but a wider muzzle, and the wishbone guides and the outer plates are actually my fin offcuts. I make composite fins as well, and I'm literally using basically recycled offcut from that and molding them myself and fixing them into the gun, which is obviously very light. It is cheap for me to do, obviously, because it's an offcut, and I think it looks cool. It's, you know, like if you're buying one of these, you can tell that it's made in-house, you can tell that it is recycled goods, and of course there is a chance if you buy some fins as well that it could be the same parts in here that are on your feet. So all of that's pretty cool. I'm really happy with this here Raupo. I am putting them into production. If anyone out there feels like inquiring or going ahead possibly with a roller, these will be priced at about 940 NZ dollars, which I believe is fairly good pricing for a custom wood roller gun that is here in New Zealand, of course. Pretty much to leave you with this video, I'm just going to leave you a little compilation of what's been happening with this here stock and the old roller stock. All my contact details are down below in the description box. You can get along to oxsenterprises.com and find information there. I am Sim Price. I'll see you at the beach.